This is Lauren.
This is Trey.
And this
is the Partnership Podcast. Good there?
Good morning, my lover.
Good morning, honey. Okay, right before we started, Lauren asked me if I was okay and did anything happen. And it was based on like a look that I made, like a pensive look. And it's the morning right now. And just checking in because she hasn't even heard this. For me, I think I was thinking about my day. And then my left hip is fucking killing me. But the interesting thing, and hear me, you did nothing wrong. The are you okay and then did anything happen? Those two questions, like it default like puts up defensive-ness in my body where it's like, yeah, everything's fine. Why wouldn't it be? It's like I wanted to be mean, where I could feel myself being mean. Why?
Well, I do want to unpack that, but I also want to apologize and take ownership.
Mm-hmm.
The are you okay question is a flag question. And I teach this and I know this. It is more a question of my nervous system. If we were to tell the truth, my nervous system can sense in your nervous system that something is off. And I am doing it's almost like a safety check.
For you.
For self.
So who's it for? If we go to...
Exactly, me. And
DBM, Dr. Betty Martin.
I need to
so
apologize for that.
Okay.
I call that asking a question that's not really the question. Also, I never want to lead you with, are you okay? Because it's almost a leading question of, yeah, I'm fine, is what either that or no, I'm not okay. What I was curious about is 100% I could sense that you were in pain or discomfort or ouchy. And I trust our relationship in so much as if it was something about me, you would have told me. I thought maybe something had happened work-wise in the 20 minutes that we've been apart. Maybe you stubbed your toe. Maybe all of a sudden you had somebody, an obligation. I was literally inquiring as to your well-being. But I could have said something different. I could have asked something different. Because I think we're really wise humans. And I wonder if the defensiveness was, that's desire smuggling. She just wants to be okay. Her nervous system needs me to be okay so she can be okay, and gets a little bristly at that. That's a question. I don't want to take all the blame, but I don't like that question.
If we're being brutally honest, would it be more accurate for you to ask, have I done something to upset you or offend you, or have I done something?
No.
And that's why the face that you're making, Trey, is going on.
No, it would have been more brutally honest to go, hey, what's up?
Okay.
I don't want to podcast with you if you're in a grumpy mood. Is everything okay?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I had no desire to sit down because sometimes you will try to bottle and you won't want to bother me with your feelings, and I didn't want to do that.
Why does defensiveness, in your opinion, come up in my body with, are you okay? And what was the other one? What do we start with?
Did anything happen?
Did anything happen? Yeah.
Yeah, and I really meant work. I think because one of your deepest desires in this world is to provide. Mm-hmm. And I was questioning your ability to show up and provide. How does that resound? Is that or in your body?
That's an yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. If I was to say anything, I don't think it's about me. I think I was literally calling into question one of your most valued traits. And again, I don't want to speak for you, but you commit to show up in this room, even if your left hip is hurting. It shouldn't matter. You're here. And I was like, are you okay? Right? It was like, it doesn't matter. I'm here. Please don't call into question my ability to provide and show up and be consistent and to care for the person I love most.
And those two questions, are they the cousin of what's wrong?
Yes. I am so sorry. Yeah. They are not, maybe it's really good. Folks, are you okay? And what's wrong? Are questions that we are seeking answers to much more for our own nervous systems than to actually inquire about the other's true sense of well-being. Because healthy partnership, human beings can exist while the other's in discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's not my job to fix Trey's hip. Is it hip? Left hip? Left leg?
Mm-hmm.
It's not my job. And you don't expect it to be my job. And it is okay within partnership, to an extent, to be able to sit in discomfort and look at the other with curiosity, which is, I could have said a million different things. Yeah, but are you okay? And what's wrong?
Are related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the response, I mean, you tell me, there's so much pressure on the responder too.
I guess that's where the stress comes, because it's
Yeah.
like a stress ping.
Yeah.
Because the stress goes up immediately of what the fuck in my mind. And yeah, because yes, I'm okay. And also no, I'm okay. And like, no, I'm not okay. And also no, it's not your job to fix. And no, it's not applicable to what we're doing right now. And then I guess the real question is what I'd really want to be asked is, how can I support you? Is there anything I can do to support you? Mm-hmm. Where that would be nice on the stress level in the body, because the answer is like, no, because I know when I get out of these chairs, I can do what I need to do in order to help mitigate the issue, and also it's not your job to fix. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How would it have felt if I had said, because we are so weirdly tuned into each other.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, babe, maybe if I had waited till these moments, right? Like sitting in the chairs, like before we get going, my body can sense that there's some discomfort in your physical body, psychological body, something. Would you like to share about that? Because I'd love to hold space and support you before we get going.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All
How
right,
would
yeah.
that have been?
Oh, that's much better, where it's like...
Oh, that's much better.
It's like, oh, I woke up with hip discomfort and I stretched it out and it didn't really respond to any of my stretches. And now I'm thinking about my day as far as like what I need to do immediately after we get off the chairs. And I do that because I'm a trees guy instead of a forest guy. So I'm thinking about this, and this, and this. And it's like, how do I put that all into my full day? And what does Thursday and Friday look like? Because Friday going away, on a trip. So need to run logistics for that. Need to go get my haircut. Big brother, big sister. Need to go get my, little brother's haircut as well. So like just working on my day. But no, thank you for asking. But it's like a 3 or 4 out of 10 on the stress level in my body.
Would it have helped if I had not kept you in the bed to have sexual pleasures this morning?
Okay, the reason that I stayed in bed this morning was actually, so we play a game.
Clients know about this.
So a couple of years ago, we got a gift of cat wipes, where it's like it's basically personal wipes for your cat, where you can wipe around their eyes and their butt, and it's like safe for them. So about 2 months ago, I was gonna get in my like sauna down in the basement, and all of a sudden the cat wipes in a big gallon Ziploc baggie were down there, and I am slowly losing my fucking mind as far as my memory, because I'm a man, I'm 40. And so I'm looking at the cat wipes in there and I go, did I fucking set those in there? What the hell? And I took them out, and then Lauren goes, hey, did you need those cat wipes? And I go, you temptress. So what we do now is systematically hide cat wipes, this bag of cat wipes.
We should have brought them in here
Sure,
for the audience
to show
to
'em.
see. Yeah, they just say CAT on the front.
It's hilarious.
Think of baby wipes, but it's cat wipes, and it just says CAT in giant black block letters on a white bag.
In a Ziploc bag.
And it's inside a Ziploc bag, yeah.
It's ridiculous. So what we do is we try to hide them cleverly throughout the house. And this morning, so we have a big Tupperware thing where we keep our cat food. And I usually get out of bed first, get the coffee ready, feed the cats. But what I did is I shoved the cat wipes in the Tupperware thing, and then I put cat food around to camouflage the cat wipes. So it's like, stay in bed, Trey. Lauren Because if she gets out of bed, she'll feed the cats.
Yeah.
And so stay in bed, stay in bed, stay in bed. And this fucking lazy bitch would not get out of bed this morning.
Now it's all making sense. Oh my God.
And in the morning is my tingle time. So that's where I'm most turned.
So I seduced him.
Who seduced who? I just,
No, I seduced too.
Okay, yeah, I rubbed my body against her. She rubbed my body against me. And then we ended up making the sex this morning. And then it's like, babe, I'll make the bed. You go downstairs and get the coffee, which is something we don't do because making the bed is like that with two people.
And I was like, I feel like I'm getting the long end of the stick or something. Like, that doesn't feel fair. And you were like,
I got
whatever.
it, babe. We'll divide and conquer. I start, saying my bullshit.
And I was like, this is just so funny.
So she's downstairs and she actually, this is very uncharacteristic. She went downstairs completely naked this morning.
That was very odd, yeah.
And so I'm just waiting. I'm sitting on the counter waiting.
Well, then usually, too, if one of us does make the bed, the other does the cats, makes the coffee, brings it up. So I thought, oh, well, maybe he's going to brush his teeth or hop in a quick shower or something.
I was going to stay upstairs, but then I was like, I can't wait. I want to see it.
So then he comes down to the kitchen and he just gets his coffee and sits on the counter. And I hadn't fed the cats yet because I was prepping coffee and doing my thing. And I thought, oh, because he really likes feeding our cats in the morning. And so it's very odd that even if I had said I'd do it, that he wouldn't be like, oh, hi, kitties, and like go play with them and start doing the process. No, he just sat on the counter and I was like, that's really interesting. And I was like, great, he's letting me fulfill my purpose. So I pick up the Tupperware with the cat food in it. I'm like, God damn, this is heavy. And I knew he had just refilled it yesterday. And didn't see it at all. And then took out the little kitty cat bowls and put them on the ground and was trying to pour their food out and almost said to you, babe, you filled this so full that like you can't even pour the food out. And then I noticed the tiniest corner of Ziploc baggie.
C-A-T. And what were you saying to yourself when you were downstairs this morning?
While I was, oh yeah. And right before this, one of the reasons it took me so long is I did some tidying of this podcast studio. You all can't see it, but it is very clean on the other side of this room. And so I took down some boxes from electronics, computer equipment, and was throwing things away and putting the mic stands in their proper places, all this kind of stuff. And while I was down there, I thought, hurry up and hide the cat wipes, Trey, because I was the last person to hide them in a stellar spot. And I've just been waiting on you. I think since I got back from New York.
Correct.
It's been a week and a half.
Yep.
Anyway, high five, hon.
Thanks, babe.
That was really phenoms.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's right.
So it is bringing us joy.
Yeah.
Anyway, apologies for my words earlier.
Oh, yeah. Okay, do we need to apologize for something like that? Because I don't.
It's my bad. I know better.
Okay, it's in my bad.
I really know better. That
you
is
do know
the
better.
most
I mean, you do this for a living.
I do.
Is this embarrassing for you that
It
we're going to put this on the internet?
mortifying. Mm-hmm. But I think it's also really good because when I have partners in sessions with me and somebody asks that question, I will interrupt and I will say, can we get curious about that question? And they're often like, what? And I'm like, that question is really almost a question of hypervigilance, where the body's like, zoom, zoom. I'm surveying my surroundings and I want to feel more safe. And I don't feel safe right now because I can sense something is off in my partner's nervous system. And so self-regulation is often most helpful. And then, yes, is inquiring, is there anything you'd like to share? Do you need any support? Yeah. If we have a grown adult human partner, it's their job.
Oh, okay. Any way I can support? Can I offer like a hug or touch?
Listening turn.
Yeah, can I offer a listening? I'm sensing something's off. Is there any way I can support? Or is there...
And I think that does take humility from the person hearing that question. Because, okay, you speak to me as a person in a male body.
I'd have to take a breath and actually kind of go inside and then share those things versus bypass all that and like, no, let's get in the chairs. So, yeah. It's sticky.
Do you think there's pressure on people in male bodies to just be okay.
Fuck yeah, there is. Of course. Of course.
Do you think there's less pressure on female bodies?
I think you guys are more in tune to actually being able to share those things. So I think you guys have better tools. Or, yeah. You have more advanced tools or you have more reps, whatever it is.
I think culture is kinder to women who emote. I mean, they don't like angry women, but aside from anger.
I have a good friend who we get together every single time and he tells me about all these like family outings that he has to do with people within the community that he doesn't want to fucking do. And in my mind, it's like, why are you doing those? He goes, oh, I just have to do it for this reason and that. And I mean, they're hilarious fucking stories, but they're hilarious for me where it takes 6 hours of his fucking day. What's my point? My point is he's in so much toleration, and I'll kind of lay that out that like you have a voice and you have ownership in these things, and it's like you can't hear me. So there's like a block. There's literally a mental block.
I get the honor of working with a lot of folks in like their 50s when they've been existing inside of partnership in one way for decades. And I would say most people in male bodies will tell me that they thought they just had to go along because that's what they
have
saw.
to adapt to these situations.
That's what they saw patterned for them too. And if they wanted to remain attached in partnership, this is what they had to do. And some want to. I mean, there are some who are totally happy, but I see some just kind of throw in the towel because they're like, well, I can't do it that way anymore, so I must leave. I must get divorced.
Because those conversations are really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And then to truly ask for what you want is really scary because it may, I get it. But also then you have to live a life like that.
It's more honorable.
What?
To live a life like that.
It's safer to stay quiet.
And I think it's more full of integrity to state your wants.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or you go get your wants in secret. Deceitfully,
yeah.
And then you invite the shadow side. Yeah.
Speaking of, that's a perfect segue. Something we were talking about yesterday that you were like, save it for the pod.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yeah, a question for you. What's your official title?
A certified holistic sexuality educator and an embodied intimacy and relationship coach.
You meet with couples individually, and some people don't that are in line with what you do, that are called therapists, counselors. You don't call yourself that? Why do you meet with couples individually? What are the advantages? And then what are some disadvantages? And why do you choose to?
Great question. And in my field, there are many who refuse to. They do only couples counseling or they do only individual counseling, and they would never see both individuals of the partnership. And I get why people would do that. They think it, I don't know, is unsupportive of the relationship. Yes, I'm an educator and a coach. I am not a therapist, and I get to run my practice my own way. And I center agency of human beings. I actually don't center the relationship. And I tell people all the time that if that's what they're looking for, they should probably go somewhere else. I deeply believe that how we show up in partnership has much more to do with ourselves than it does with relationship itself. And so my deepest desire is to have two people inside a chosen partnership, if they want to choose it, thriving, flourishing. And we each have our own role that we play inside of a partnership. And so many of my individuals see me individually and then also as partners. And the way that works from a confidentiality angle is that anything somebody shares one-on-one with me in session is purely confidential. It's never going to be shared in a partner session. Never. Now, sometimes a client will say, hey, can you take a note of that? And can you remind me to bring it up in partnered session? Yep. Or we'll be in a partnered session and they'll say, hey, Lauren, that thing we were talking about, or that thing you were teaching me about in our individual session last time, can you share that here too? Great. But no, the individual stuff never crosses. And some folks will say, well, wouldn't that get murky? Wouldn't that? And no, in my body, it just doesn't get murky. Somebody said recently, what if there's things I don't want to tell my partner that you think I should tell my partner? And I said, well, there will be no me telling you to tell your partner. And they were very confused. And I said, instead, we would talk about the why you don't want to tell your partner. And they were like, oh. I was like, yeah, either it is that your nervous system is not ready yet. Trust is earned through trustworthy behavior, or they're not trustworthy. And we should be talking about that. It is not my story to tell. And human beings are so wise. Now, might a human being be prone to deceit and secrecy? And might this be an old pattern? Yes, I work with a ton of people who have had affairs in a lifetime gone by or recently or coming to me out of an affair. This happens all the time. And it is not mine to say now is the time to tell. The trauma-informed care is really fascinating because when we look at why we developed this tendency towards secrecy, this tendency towards deceit, it was often because we didn't think that we could share our voice at some pivotal time. I am not excusing deceit. It is harmful, so freaking harmful. And there's most likely a why there. Now, if in partnered sessions we were to see that a partner didn't want to change their deceitful behavior, then I've helped many couples uncouple beautifully. I've seen many couples be like, you know what? This is not good for my nervous system. Beautiful. We uncouple. And it was funny because when I got into this work, I like right away had folks ask if we could do it in this format. And my gut said, And I wondered, is this like uncouth, yada, yada. But when I was just in Vegas, I met a whole bunch of folks who practice in a similar way.
We meet with our person individually.
Yeah. And then together.
We meet with them together.
Exactly. Yeah. And these folks were much in line with that. There was a ton of folks in developmental model who practice this way, a ton of Jungian folks who practice this way. Again, it's this coaching format. It is not this therapeutic format. I am not sitting there going, how does that make you feel in my sessions with my clients? It's not what we do. We are deep digging into our personal sexuality timelines. We are deep digging into old patterns. We are looking at attachment cycles. We are looking at how do we repattern. We are learning fascinating things all the time.
So you prioritize the individual instead of the couple.
Yeah.
What are any disadvantages that you've run into about being available to a couple individually?
None. I've had folks ask me before, could you tell me something that was talked about in my partner session? And I've had to say no.
Huh. Okay.
But something like once or twice.
All right.
Yeah, none. To me, and it's interesting because it's always felt like this. So before this work, I was in the maternal health field and people would tell me they were pregnant before they had told anybody else. And I would be asked to keep it private. And I would always be like, of course, this is your story to tell. I think story runs deep in my bones and it feels the same. It doesn't feel like I am keeping somebody's secrets. It feels like I am honoring someone's human right to privacy. And my work is not about making a more secretive container. My work is about helping individuals tool up to be able to communicate. We just had this beautiful talk about the communication breakdown that we had right before our podcast. And the way we got through that was with communication tools. I was able to say, does it feel scary to share with me if you're not in a great place? Does it also feel scary? Does it feel almost like I'm attacking you when I say, "How are you okay?" That was my job because I was the one with the, harmful speech that went flying at you. That's so helpful in a partner's work. And I needed to do that work on my side. And like you said, with our person, Dr. Jolie, you've had to do your work on your side. Partnered work is only going to get us so far. We are individuals who have chosen partnership. We're not some enmeshed, fused unit and just working on the relationship. I'm also, and I tell people this, so many people fought to keep my quote unquote marriage together. And they couldn't see that I was dying inside. To so many people, it was so much more important to get the marriage together. And I can't do that anymore. And so I will tell people. So I know that there are people who have chosen not to work with me, and that's fine, because they really want someone who's going to like prioritize the marriage. And I'll say to people, like, if you are both willing to give 100% of the effort to this partnership, wow, like amazing things could happen.
What are the pitfalls to prioritizing the marriage over the individual?
Sounds very bold, but irreparable harm. I could have continued to bypass for the rest of my life. I could have made the marriage work.
You're talking about your former marriage?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
You could have made it work.
Yeah.
Do you think
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where it's like, well, I mean, partnership's a negotiation, but I can see it where you go to the negotiation table and you get this, they get that.
Yeah, it was just so much more important to heal myself. I had so much work to do. I'm still doing it.
Yeah, your case is well,
I would say it's wild, except
it's wild. Your case
except
is wild. I was going to say
pretty wild.
unique, but it's not.
No, but I see a lot of wild cases now. Like, we're just the coolest. Human beings are the coolest. And we have all been utilizing safety-seeking strategies to stay attached. And I really needed to get to the bottom of why I was staying. And my sweet ex really needed to get to the bottom of a bunch of the horrors that was in his life.
And do you think he could have done that in partnership?
No.
I don't think so either. I think he needed he needed space, and he needed the freedom to be free in order to.
We were so codependent, and I had enabled beyond the point of enabling. I was like hyper enabler. I so badly had found my worth in needing to be needed. It's another thing that's wrong with that "are you okay" question, is that it is one person trying to caretake for the other. It's not good. It's a whole thing. I'm so sorry about this phrase. Yes, I needed to like sever my addiction to being needed. My codependent. I needed to understand cycles of abuse. There was so much I needed to do. Yeah. And no, I don't. My ex-husband, for those who might just be tuning in, is now happily gay. This was a lost cause. And yet we were prioritizing. To prioritize the marriage just doesn't make sense. Yeah. So again, I think there are wonderful, wonderful relationship counselors out there. I really do. And I think our partnered work with our people is phenomenal. And I'd love to go on retreats together and build up more tools and all of that type of stuff. I just think that so many of us came into partnership with fractures and old wounds, and we get to work on it individually. And there are times where I see one person primarily, and then I also work with a couple, but then the other person sees someone else. I do that too. And and sometimes they'll come in. I'm thinking of all these different couples. They'll sometimes do one-offs with me too, but they do have their primary person. And it's amazing. It's beautiful. And they know that it's confidential, but they'll come in to work on something, get their own ahas, then leave. I'm telling you, I love my job so much.
One of my fears is in this partnership that I don't level up with you. Like, I'm not getting better as you're getting better or achieving more, not business-wise, not monetarily, but like tool-wise. And I wouldn't even say it's a fear. I see you doing what you do, and it's motivation for me to do what I do. And then at times I want to lead where it's like, ooh, I want to do, this is what I've been working on, where it's almost a show and tell.
Yeah.
So it's like, Reminds me of childhood. It reminds me of showing off my shit,
Yeah.
like bragging on my stuff.
Yeah.
But that is like, I'll be damned if I'm like left behind or if I'm no longer doing the work, because I know you're constantly learning. And I don't want to, I want to be chosen by you too. Where I don't want to be lazy, or I don't want to stop being curious.
Thank you. We had a beautiful date that you planned on Monday, and we got to drive in the car and talk about some of that theme. I think you brought that up on the way back or on the way there. And I thought it was such a beautiful, juicy conversation, because just thank you. That's all. I don't really have any more. I do think that I do see that sometimes, where one person in a partnership outgrows the other simply because they're hungry and curious and want to know and evolve and become softer and more compassionate and more loving towards their community. If you spiral dynamics, again, is so fun. And, you know, there's this place after kind of like egocentric, like it's just really neat. And so I think some people spiral up and then a partner stays there. And it was really beautiful. Yeah, to be able to have that talk, and for me to say what I'm not, like sitting around being like, oh, well, Trey, if only you blah, blah, blah. Like, it was nice to clarify that for you. But then also to get to say out loud, yeah, I do love mental stimulation and being able to grow and talk and discourse and discuss with you. And it was a huge turn on to hear you say, I want to keep pace with you. And it's like a runner who has been pacing with somebody, and then all of a sudden they want to up their pace a little bit, and sometimes they get a new pacer.
Yeah, not only keep pace, but at times outpace you.
Yeah, that would be really fun too. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was real sexy. Thanks for coming to this casual little episode of the Partnership Podcast. You watched us dodge a bullet there in the first half.
Not much of a bullet. Not even an arrow.
But
it's
yeah,
like a dart.
Be careful of that phrase. Are you okay? No.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? First, do a little check on your side and your insides. Anyway, if you want to learn some tools like that, we can talk about it. And you can go to sexedforyou.com/free consult. Request a consult there. Tell me that you heard me on here. Please remember, these are our opinions and our opinions only. You're free to take what you like, leave the rest. You have a right to informed decision making and self-determination. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.